Hey guys, welcome back. So till now we have learnt three types of linked list, that is single linked list, circular single linked list and double linked list. Hope the idea was clear. Now with this video we'll start learning the fourth type of linked list, that is circular double linked list. Now before we start learning circular double linked list, let's quickly recap what was double linked list and how is it different from circular double linked list, and most importantly, why do we need a circular double linked list at all. So we have seen in the previous videos that a double linked list basically contains two references, that is reference to the previous and the next node. So any given node will have two addresses, one is for the previous node and one is for the next node. So that gives us a flexibility to traverse right as well as towards left. So we saw that there was a problem with single linked list, which was we cannot travel towards left or backward. So that limitation was sorted out by double linked list. But there is a problem with a double linked list as well. Let's say if this is the last node and our application requires that once we are at last node, automatically system's control should go to the first node and then again to second node, third node, fourth node and then again back to node 1. So as you can see, that problem cannot be solved in case of double linked list, because a last node's reference always stores a null value, so it cannot point back to node 1. Now to solve this problem we have circular double linked list, which is exactly same as double linked list. The only difference is the last node now starts referring to the first node, whereas the first node also refers to the last node. Hence we can jump directly from node 4 to node 1 and node 1 to node 4. Now to see more interesting example on this, please see the introduction video. So now that we have quickly recapped what is a circular double linked list and how is it different from a double linked list, let's start learning it. So as we have seen in the previous three types of linked list, that we typically have 6 standard operations, that is creation of a list, insertion of node in a list, traversal of list, searching for a value in list, deletion of a node from list, and finally deleting the entire list. So all these common operations are also applicable for circular double linked list. So in this video let's learn the first operation, that is creation of circular double linked list. So creating a circular double linked list is extremely simple. All that we have to do is first create a blank node. Let's say node 1 is our blank node. Let's say this is residing at address 111 in RAM. Now once the node is created, the next step is we insert some value in it. Let's say we insert 10. Now the third step is we have to create a link between head and this newly created node. So how do we do that? We insert 111 here. So this automatically creates a link between head and node 1. Now the fourth step is we have to link tail and node 1. Why? Because node 1 is the first as well as the last node in the list. So we have to create a link. Now how do we do that? Again we insert 111 here. Now the fifth and the last step is that we have to update the reference of node 1. Now as we can remember that the last node in a circular double linked list always points to the first node. What that means is this reference over here should be pointing to the first node, which is node 1 itself. So we have to put 111 here. Similarly, if we remember, the first node in a circular double linked list always points to the last node. That means we need to put an address over here which points to the last node, which is node 1 itself. So we insert 111 here. With this we have successfully created a circular double linked list. So what we have done, we have created a blank node, inserted a value, head and tail reference has to be pointed to the newly created node, and node's previous and node's next reference, both of them needs to be pointing back to the node because it is a circular list. Now let's quickly see how does the algorithm looks like. So the algorithm is extremely simple. The name of the method is create circular double linked list. It takes node value as the argument, which is the value that we want to insert in the node. Then we create a blank node and insert the value in that node. Once that is done, we have to link head and node. So we say head is equal to node. So after executing that statement, we have a link between head and node. The next statement is tail is equal to node. So we insert 111 in tail and it creates a link between tail and node. Next is node.next is equal to node.previous is equal to node. So we have to insert 111 in node.next and 111 in node.previous. So this will create a self loop over here and this will also create a self loop over here. So with that, we have successfully created a circular double linked list. Now let's see what is the time and space complexity of this operation. So creation of a blank node is a constant time operation. Inserting a value is again a constant time operation. Updating few reference variables here and there are all again constant time operation. So if we add all of them, we get order of 1. Similarly, space complexity is order of 1 because we are creating a blank node and few reference variables for some internal work, nothing more than that. So that makes the space complexity order of 1. So I hope that you have understood how to create a circular double linked list. So with this we end this video. In the next video, let's talk about how to insert a node in a circular double linked list. Thanks for your time. See you in the next video.